Hello friends and family, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're new here, please subscribe and then click the notification bell and choose all so that you get notified each time I upload a new video. I'm really looking forward to bring today's projects to you, and I'm making a little change to the format of my videos. So let's jump in and begin today's creative journey and have some fun making these absolutely gorgeous, high-end looking patriotic decor pieces which are perfect for Memorial Day, 4th of July, or Veterans Day. For DIY number 1, we are going to make 2 large wall decor pieces that can be used indoor or on a protected patio away from water outdoors. Like always, the supplies I use are in the description box below, but if you have any questions at all, please add a comment and I'll be sure to get back to you. For this project, I started with removing the staples from the back to remove the canvas from both frames. You can save the canvas for other projects, but we won't need them for this one. Once I've removed all the staples, I moved on to the flag. Before gluing the flag, I ironed it using a towel between the iron and the flag so that it didn't melt. After most of the wrinkles and fold lines were gone, I glued the flags to a piece of foam board that I cut to fit the frame. The flags are a little too long for the frame, so you'll need to trim the top and bottom. I glued both flags to the poster board using hot glue. On the first round, I tried using Mod Podge, but it created bubbles in the flag. Next, we move on to our frames. These 14 by 18 frames were easy to stain using Waverly's antique wax. I stained the front and back of each frame, including the inner and outer edges. After I applied the antique wax, I used an old rag to remove the excess, allowing me to use it right away since it helps to dry the frame when you wipe it. If you're enjoying today's video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'd love to keep you up to date with the latest and greatest projects here at DIY with Erica and have you join my subscriber family. Now that the frames are prepared, let's go back to our flags. The flags are a bit too long for the frames, so I trimmed them on the top and bottom to fit the poster board on both pieces. After cutting off the excess, it's time to add the frame. Using hot glue all the way around the poster board, I applied the frame, taking care to make sure that the side edges were totally covered. I did the same thing to both pieces, of course, and this completes DIY number 1. Moving on to DIY number 2. My oldest son had an accident a couple weeks ago and required emergency hospitalization and surgery. He's doing much better now, but 3 screws and a plate in his ankle, and he's finally healing. I'm so thankful that it wasn't worse, but when he went to the emergency room, they cut off his jeans. He thought it was crazy when I wanted to keep them to use in a craft, but I knew what I wanted to do. We are going to start by cutting pieces that are approximately 2 inches wide by 18 inches long. After cutting the legs of the jeans, I did the same to some patriotic bandanas from Dollar Tree. The bandanas are 2 inches too long, so I cut a piece of about 1 inch from the side. This leaves me with a piece that I just need to cut into 2-inch strips. You'll notice that I used my rotary cutter from Dollar Tree. This is the first time that I used it, and I was so impressed with the way it cut. It even cut right through the seams on the denim jeans, which is great. Now that we have our pieces cut, it's time to attach them to the 9.5-foot rope I have from Dollar Tree. You can see the technique I am using to tie these onto the rope, but there's really no wrong way to do it. If you want your rags tied on with a different type of knot, go for it. Once you've figured out the hard part of exactly how you want your knot to be, just do the same for all of the other strips of fabric along the rope, tying them on one by one. To finish off the ends of our garland, I made a loop on each end and used a small zip tie to attach the rope to itself. After this step is done, this completes our Americana Rag Garland, and you'll see the full garland at the reveal. Finally, we move on to DIY number 3, our Patriotic Star. First, I took it outside and used a charcoal gray spray paint to cover each of these wires that connect at the corner, since they will show in the final piece. This part is totally optional, I just didn't want the dark green color of the wreath form to show at the end. After the star dried, it was time to add the red rope. I got this rope in the automotive section in Dollar Tree. I thought it was perfect because it has white and blue accents. Using a small red zip tie, I attached the rope to the star. I then started wrapping the wreath form with the rope. I used pieces that were about 5 feet long, so it would be easier to work with when wrapping. Once I reached near the end of one of the pieces, I stopped at the nearest corner. I took another zip tie and used it to attach the end of the old rope and the end of the new rope to the wreath form. I then cut off the excess fuzzy ends and continued wrapping. You'll want to do this all the way around the wreath form. And that's all that it takes for this project. Now, it's really easy, not complicated at all, but it does take a little bit of time. So put on some good music or maybe a movie, grab a cup of whatever you'd like, and this will be the final result. I hope you've enjoyed DIYing with me today. Please let me know that you like this video by giving me a thumbs up. Each and every like you give helps to support me and my channel. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Once you click that subscribe button, click the bell to set your notifications to all so that you get notified each time I upload a new video. Also, don't forget to find me on Instagram at DIY with Erica. I'd love to share with you there in a more personal way than YouTube. My subscribers are a positive and supportive group, and I'm thankful for every single one of you. Thanks for your support, friends and family. You mean the world to me.